we got her. Hey, Kaz.
Hi,
Good to see you again. I haven't seen you in a long
good to
time.
see you too. I
All
don't have as
right.
pretty of a background as you have, though. I got to work on that.
I know. That's okay. That's okay. But we're happy to have you with us this morning. It's been hard to get up early because we're watching the Olympics so late into the night. It's
Right?
like, whoa, what day is it? And everything. But first of all, let's give people a little bit of background on you and the years that you were on the U.S. Women's Alpine team. Give us those details.
I was on the U.S. Ski team for 15 years, from gosh, 89 until 2006, so maybe more like 16 years.
Yeah.
But um, I raced in 3 Olympics and 6 World Championships, and uh, so watching these Olympics brings back just a flood of memories. Every time I just even hear the music or
Yeah.
see anything, my kids are like, "Why are you crying, Mom?"
Oh, I bet. Because it is just such a
Mhm.
big deal and an emotional deal, and it's fun that we can just see our friends and neighbors practically out there. And I was mentioning that I love the Winter Games because it seems like we're so close to it with when we host the Birds of Prey for the men with the downhill and the giant slalom and Super G, and then even the Burton U.S. Open brought so many of those athletes that we see now out there. So I think the Winter Olympics really touch our hearts here in the Vail Valley.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think people just feel connected. People that live here feel connected to the Winter Olympics because it's a lot of what we see on the Olympics is literally in our backyard, and we're
Yeah.
so fortunate for that. And it is a unique connection we have to the Winter Games.
Okay, well, so what are some of your perspectives about what's going on, with the women's team, men's team? So amazing to see Ryan Cochran Siegel do so well and earn that silver. I mean, you can just tell the whole team is just so proud of him. It's amazing.
Oh, yes. He has nothing but rave reviews as far as what who he is as a person, and everybody just is just been commending him like no one deserves it more. What a great guy. And so it's wonderful to definitely see that encouragement and support from his teammates and from his other competitors. And he has such a long history in his family of Olympic medals, and it's amazing. He actually posted on Instagram after his medal, and he congratulated Matthias Meyer, who won the gold, and he congratulated Alexander Kilde, who was bronze. But then he said, and congrats to my mom, and he tagged her saying, you still have the head at the table because she won gold almost to the day 50 years prior to his silver medal. And I just think, what an amazing dinner table conversation, right?
I know. Especially with that whole family, like all the
Right.
siblings, that
It's
his
not just
mom
them.
and yeah, and
Yeah.
he was talking to Brenda Buglione about, the grandfather that basically took like a little tractor engine or something to do the tow rope and put some lights on the house to shine it on the hill, and they opened up their kitchen to be the warming hut. So just the whole history of the family and just having that love for skiing. And I also think like it gave the teammates so much more like, wow, look what Ryan did. Hey, we want to,
Yes.
this. How does that work for your teammates? What is that feeling when another person does really well? What does that do for the rest of the team?
Well, it can bring out two emotions for sure. And the one you hope that it brings out is, and this usually is what happens, is these athletes train together every day.
Yeah,
And so for them to see a teammate medal, they know where they are time wise against him.
yeah,
They know exactly where they stand. And if they've been beating him in training or are close to him, they're like, wait a second, like I can do this.
yeah,
And so usually that's what happens is as a team, the more medals we get, I think it just encourages the other athletes around them. Okay, well, wait, this
yeah,
is not just a dream. Like I can do this, and
yeah.
it can be incredibly encouraging.
Yeah, yeah, it's within reach. Okay, let's move over to the women's U.S. ski team, and of course, Michaela Schifrin. What are your thoughts on that?
I think everybody is still has their mouths open, like what is going on,
Yeah,
just in shock and wondering why. she's struggling. You know, they just, I don't feel like you've seen that side of her. We've seen such a success and such a warrior and so strong. And I will say, I think, you know, after the loss of her father, her perspective has just changed so much. And I think she's so good at showing everybody truly the honest human side of her. And I really respect that about her, because I think in the public eye, that's incredibly hard to do. And she came out after this, going out, you know, 4 gates into the giant slalom and then 5 gates into the slalom, which is so uncharacteristic for her.
Yeah.
Um, and she came out and just said, you know what, she was just honest. She just said, of course it's terrible, but my perspective is I have to look around and like look at what a beautiful day it is. Look at
Yeah.
my teammates having success, and you know, with Ryan getting a medal, and just finding the good.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like her perspective has just changed so much. I think since she lost her father, that she's able to say, okay, you know what, I'm human. Please be respectful of that, and I'm giving everything I have. I mean, to me, that's just inspirational. I
Yeah.
mean, almost sometimes we can grasp onto that more than we can grasp onto getting an Olympic medal, because most people don't have an Olympic medal, right?
Oh yeah.
But all of us go through pain and suffering and frustration. And so to me, it just, I think, you know, I hope she can turn it around. I hope she can find that spot. But in a way, I think she's being inspirational on a totally different level to
Yeah.
so many people.
Exactly, exactly. And we wish her the best. And, you know, hopefully everyone else stays healthy. I know that with Nina O'Brien crashing, that was you know, a huge, huge hit for the women's ski team. But then seeing Paula Molzon do so well, that was really
Hmm.
inspiring as well. Because in, you know, the World Cup rankings, you know, she was pretty high up there in the numbers. And to get those finishes, you know, a top 10 finish and a top 20 finish, really, really good, you know, so it's neat to see that. And I think for the general public that doesn't know skiing as intimately as you do, of course, and for us that follow it because we've got the World Cup in our backyard, you know, it's hundredths of a second, it's tenths of a second, you know, like just having these, everyone's really fast, you know, it's just who's the fastest that day.
Yeah.
So I think it's really,
Yeah.
you know, a perspective of like, hey, just to even get there, to get on the team and to make the trip is an accomplishment. So really, really cool
For
to
sure.
see.
You know, it's very hard as an Olympian, because especially in our country, but not just our country, truly all over the world, if you medal,
Yeah.
it's like you made it. Everybody knows who you are. I mean, that's the goal of the Olympic Games. And we often say like fourth is honestly the worst place to come in at the Olympics, because you're just right there, but not there.
Yeah.
And yet, what you said is so true, that you to go to represent your
Yeah.
country, to be able to go to the Olympic Games. Not a lot of these athletes, not just one time, but like numerous times. I mean, some of these athletes, it's their fourth and fifth Olympic Games. I mean, and what a privilege and an honor, and they've worked so hard for that. But the Olympics is a huge emotional roller coaster because
Yeah.
of that. I mean, it's medals or nothing in the eyes of every single one of these athletes. I mean,
Yeah.
most of them. That is what they're there for. And so when you see like you have one teammate over here that's medaling, you know, with Ryan, you've got Michaela over here who's struggling. Then you have Nina who gets hurt. Then you've got Paula who has probably one of her more, you know, more successful days on the World Cup. It is an emotional roller coaster, and I do believe that the Olympics is a great. It really shows like the level-headedness of athletes. They have to stay calm and
Yeah.
and just give everything. I mean, there is no in between in the Olympics. It's all or nothing.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. And then they've got a World Cup season to wrap up when they get done with this. You know, it's not like they just go to Hawaii and sit on the beach for a while. Like they got the World Cup to finish up once they're done in Beijing.
Yes.
So they just keep on
Yes,
trucking.
absolutely.
Okay,
Yep.
anything else? Any other insights to what we're seeing over in Beijing from your perspective?
You know, the one thing I've noticed is it's been really interesting, and I think the athletes are handling it so well. But I mean, I don't know if you've seen, but they've had to like eat in like little corridors, and they've had to, you know, they have no family there, and it's just a really different
Yeah.
feel for them. But I feel like the athletes that I have um, been in contact with, and that I've heard from, or just even following on Instagram, you know, they really truly are supporting each other, and that's one neat part about the Olympics as
Yeah.
well, is just that there is this camaraderie, that they're all in it together. You know, they're not alone over there. They know they're all in it together,
Oh yeah.
and they're having a great time. I mean, and things that there's so many things. I could talk for like an hour on the Olympics. There's right all the different events and all the different medals, and I mean, seeing Chloe Kim get her gold medal
Yeah,
last night. Well, it's not night, but you know what I mean.
yeah, yeah.
And Shaun White gets to compete now in the half pipe today. I mean, there's just so much success, and they're doing so well. And I hope that it'll continue to snowball and roll.
Yeah.
We've got the women's speed are coming for this Alpine. The women's speed events are coming, and now the men's tech events are coming.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping that the gold medals that'll just keep snowballing, and that we just get to see more awesome moments from Beijing, because we none of us get to be there.
I know. We're all just watching it from here. Okay, well, Kaz, hey, we'll let you go. You probably got to get the kids to school or something. Yeah, Christina lives here in the Vail Valley after she retired, got married. You got 4 kids, right? I was
I
saying,
do,
I
yes,
was saying,
yeah.
you got your own Olympics going on every day, just trying to get them all
Pretty
ranking.
much, pretty much.
Okay, great to see you. Hopefully, we'll see you out on the slope soon. We really appreciate your insights, and yeah, hopefully we can talk to you more during this Olympics about what's going on. So thank you for your time
I'd
today.
love that. It was great catching up.
Okay, all right. Have a